Shine a light on your shadowed sound. Gold beneath where dust is found. Forgotten notes still hanging tight. Shining light, shining bright. Cowbones under the radar.
Hi there, music lovers, treasure hunters, connoisseurs, envoyants, and anyone who accidentally stumbled upon our frequency. You're listening to AUTR Radio, where we spin the albums that deserve to be dusted off and given another listen. We're broadcasting from somewhere just beyond the mainstream. And today, AUTR Radio is diving into one of the most inventive, playful, and surprisingly influential albums of the 1960s. The Who's 1967 masterpiece, The Who Sell Out.
I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles.
When people think of The Who, they often associate them with albums like Tommy,
Tommy, can you hear me? Can you feel me near you? Tommy, can you see me? Can I help to cheer you?
Who's Next,
We'll be fighting in the streets with our children at our feet.
and Quadrophenia.
Can you see the real me, doctor? Doctor! Can you see the real me, doctor? Oh, doctor!
These albums are indeed significant in rock history. However, between their early mod years and their future grand concepts lies an album that is a satirical social commentary, pop art experiment, and grossly overlooked rock record. The Who Sell Out is a concept album masquerading as a pirate radio broadcast, complete with fake commercials, station jingles, and endorsements. It's immersive, witty, and ahead of its time, a concept album that predates its popularity.
Charles Atlas course with
Dynamic tension.
can turn you into
A beast of a man.
Today we'll explore the album's creation, origin, recording process, and its status as an underrated record. We'll break down each track, uncover fascinating stories, analyze its chart performance, and discuss its lasting influence. So let's tune in to Radio London and discover why The Who Sell Out is a hidden gem in rock music. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Hi, this is Pete Townsend of The Who. I'd like to tell you about some commercials. We're doing commercials for all kinds of products, and you'll hear a lot of them on our new album, which is called The Who Sell Out. Let's do a commercial now and show them what it's all about. Sun equipment is blinking marvelous.
And now a brief look at the band bringing today's programming to your ears. 4 sharp-dressed mods from West London who are about to change rock music forever. Take it away.
Wonderful Radio London.
Let's talk about The Who as a band on the verge of something bigger. By 1967, The Who had already established themselves as one of Britain's most exciting live acts.
The Who, this one.
The lineup was classic and formidable. Roger Daltrey on lead vocals, Pete Townsend on guitar, principal songwriter and conceptual architect, John Entwistle on bass and brass instruments and occasional songwriter, and Keith Moon on drums, and Chaos Incarnate. Emerging from London's mod scene in the mid-1960s, The Who distinguished themselves through explosive performances and a string of powerful singles including I Can't Explain, Substitute, kids are all right.
I don't mind other guys dancing with my girl. That's fine. I know them all pretty well.
Their debut album, My Generation, in 1965, captured youthful rebellion.
People try to put us to down. Talking about my generation. Just because we get around. Talking about my generation.
Their second album, A Quick One, released in 1966, hinted at Townsend's growing ambition, particularly through the mini-opera A Quick One While He's Away.
He was due home yesterday, but he ain't here.
But by 1967, popular music was changing rapidly. The Beatles had released Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies.
Psychedelia was flourishing. Artists were beginning to think of albums as complete artistic statements rather than just a collection of songs.
Tell it to me slowly. Tell you why. I really want to know. It's the time of the season for loving.
Pete Townsend, always intellectually curious and eager to push boundaries, was paying attention. The question became, what could The Who do that nobody else was doing? The answer would become The Who's Sellout.
Relax and settle down. Let your mind go round. Lay down on the ground.
You're tuned in to Radio AUTR, playing the albums Hiding in Plain Sight. Now back to our program.
All right, let's discuss the concept. Selling out by celebrating selling out. The idea behind The Who Sellout was inspired by Britain's pirate radio stations, particularly Radio London.
Wonderful Radio London.
In the 1960s, pirate radio stations broadcast popular music from ships anchored outside British territorial waters, circumventing government restrictions on broadcasting popular music for only a certain amount of time per day. These pirate stations featured DJs, advertisements, jingles, and a nonstop flow of pop music that resonated deeply with young listeners.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Everett of England introducing Top Deck Time. And now a word from our producer, Bob Brooksby. Put a record on somebody quick. Some kind of feeling.
Pete Townsend had a brilliant realization. What if an album recreated the experience of listening to a pirate radio station? The concept also carried with it a healthy dose of irony. The title, The Who Sell Out, poked fun at criticisms that artists who embrace commercial success were somehow compromising their artistic integrity. By featuring fake commercials endorsing products ranging from baked beans to deodorant, The Who leaned into accusations with humor. As Townsend later reflected, we were making fun of the whole idea of selling out while simultaneously celebrating pop culture with satire wrapped inside affection, and it was remarkably ahead of its time. Today, artists routinely blur the lines between commerce, branding, and art. In 1967, The Who were already mocking it while simultaneously embracing it.
This episode of Radio AUTR is brought to you by Record Store Bin Knee Pads, because sometimes finding the perfect album requires digging through 3 crates of Herb Alpert records first. Now, back to our show.
let's talk about the recording of the album. Recording sessions took place primarily between May and October 1967 at D. Lane Lee Studios in London, where House of the Rising Sun was recorded.
Spend your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun.
And the Beatles recorded It's All Too Much. And the Jimi Hendrix Experience recorded The Wind Cries Mary.
Footprints dressed in red, and the wind whispers Mary.
And sessions also took place at CBS London Studios, where Donovan recorded Where Your Love Like Heaven.
Crimson ball sinks from view. Where your love like heaven. Where your love like heaven.
And the Jimi Hendrix Experience recorded Foxy Lady. Producer Kit Lambert, who had guided much of The Who's early work.
I'm the face, baby, is that clear? I'm the face, baby, is that clear? I'm the face if you want it.
Encouraged experimentation. This was an important transitional period for Pete Townshend as a songwriter. The aggressive mod anthems of the band's early years began evolving into something more introspective and sophisticated. Themes of identity, insecurity, spirituality, and nostalgia emerged throughout the album.
My coffee's cold, my paper's old, my heart is sold to melancholia, my clothes are torn.
Yet despite these new approaches, The Who retained their unmistakable energy. Keith Moon remained gloriously unpredictable. John Entwistle anchored everything with melodic yet highly free-form bass playing. Roger Daltrey delivered increasingly nuanced yet powerful vocal performances. And Townshend continued expanding his songwriting ambitions.
Together, we're never gonna break apart, no, 'cause we're a happy couple, you and me, with a greyhound at either knee.
Fun fact, one of the album's most famous fake commercials promotes Heinz baked beans. Pete Townshend reportedly contacted Heinz seeking sponsorship opportunities related to the album. The company declined. The Who included the commercial anyway.
You're listening to Radio AUTR's complete spin of The Who Sellout. Coming up next, a track-by-track journey through the pirate radio broadcast, Baked Beans deodorant, and one of the greatest rock singles ever recorded, after this word from our sponsor.
Okay, let's get into the track-by-track analysis. First up, Armenia, City in the Sky. The album opens with a burst of psychedelic energy. Written by Speedy Keen, friend of the band and future member of Thunderclap Newman. Armenia, City in the Sky immediately signals that this won't be a conventional rock album. The swirling instrumentation, layered vocals, and dreamlike imagery perfectly establish the psychedelic atmosphere. Roger Daltrey delivers one of his strongest early vocal performances, navigating the song's surreal landscape with conviction.
Think on this. If the rumors floating in your head are turned to facts, close your eyes.
As an opener, it works beautifully. It's strange, energetic, and completely unexpected. Immediately, listeners know they're entering a different world.
Wonderful Radio London. Whoopee.
Next up, Heinz Baked Beans. Clocking in at under a minute, this John Entwistle composition serves as both an advertisement and a comedy sketch. Entwistle deadpans his affection for baked beans with complete sincerity. It's absurd, but it's catchy, and it's essential to the album's concept.
Darling, I said, what's for tea?
What's for tea, daughter?
Rather than interrupting the flow, these commercials enhance the illusion that listeners are tuning into an actual pirate radio station.
More music, more music, more music, more music.
Next, we have Mary Ann with the Shaky Hand. Beneath its cheerful melody lies a surprisingly risque subject matter for 1967.
Then I suddenly see Mary Ann with the shaky hands. What they done to a man, those shaky hands.
Townsend's songwriting cleverly disguises sexual themes beneath euphemism and charm.
I wave at Linda, I wave at Linda, I wave at Jean, I wave at Jean, I wave at Sue. Mary waves at me, Mary waves at me.
Musically, it's buoyant and infectious. The layered harmonies showcase The Who's often overlooked pop sensibilities.
What they done to a man, those shaky hands.
Fun fact, Pete Townsend later admitted that many listeners completely missed the song's underlying meaning. Its innocent-sounding title helped slip it past censorship that might have otherwise prevented radio airplay.
Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday.
Then we get Early Morning Cold Taxi, written by Roger Daltrey, a rare occurrence during this period when Pete Townsend dominated the band's songwriting.
3:36, it's cold. I know I'm growing old. With life to decide on the downward slope. It's in my own hands, I know how to go.
Built around jangly guitars and a buoyant psychedelic pop arrangement, this song tells the story of a roadie, Dave Langston, and his relationship with a woman he, quote, visit, unquote. He'd travel home from a lover's house in the freezing dead of night hours, reassuring himself that the cold, miserable taxi ride is worth it because he'll be married one day.
Early morning cold taxi. Each time I do it, I feel so down and out. Early morning cold taxi. For my language strange, I'll keep on no doubt.
Early Morning Cold Taxi stands as every bit as strong as any Townsend penned song on the Who Sells Out LP, offering fans a rare opportunity to hear Roger Daltrey as a songwriter with his own perspective and creative instincts.
One day we'll be wed. 'Cause I know more is what she said. Then no more will my life be uneasy.
Like much of the Who Sell Out, it highlights the depth of this remarkable period in the band's history.
Bulletin. Stand by. Here is a Radio London News Bulletin.
Next up, Tattoo. Tattoo may be one of the album's emotional highlights.
Me and my brother were talking to each other about what makes a man a man. Was it brain or brawn?
Two teenage brothers seek identity and adulthood through tattoos. Their disapproving father beats them, but their loving mother approves of the mother tattoo but beats the other brother for choosing a naked lady. What begins as humorous observation gradually becomes poignant pathos. Townsend captures the universal desire to define ourselves and belong. Roger Daltrey delivers a narrative with warmth and empathy. Many fans consider this one of Townsend's most underrated compositions. Next, Our Love Was, a beautiful, melancholy piece often overshadowed by larger moments on the album. Townsend reflects on lost love with tenderness and maturity. Bassist John Entwistle plays the soaring French horn counter melody during the choruses. Keith Moon's drumming is particularly noteworthy here. Rather than dominating the arrangement, he exercises restraint, serving the song's emotional core.
Our love was flying, our love was soaring, our love was shining like a summer morning.
It's another example of The Who demonstrating depth beyond their explosive reputation.
You're a pussycat and you're where it's at, the one that's in on every play.
The ends out.
Big L.
Then we get I Can See for Miles, the album's centerpiece, arguably one of the greatest singles The Who ever recorded.
I know you deceived me, now here's a surprise.
Pete Townsend later expressed disappointment that it didn't become a bigger hit, believing it was The Who's ultimate recording. He famously remarked, "It was just the ultimate Who record, yet it didn't sell. I was deeply discouraged." The song's power remains astonishing. Keith Moon's drumming is thunderous. Entwistle's bass is relentless. Townsend layers guitars masterfully, and Roger Daltrey delivers one of rock's definitive vocal performances.
You gotta stand trial because of the wild. I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and
Lyrically, it tells the story of a man who forcefully warns his unfaithful partner that his sharp intuition allows him to see through her lies and infidelity from miles away. Many critics consider it a precursor to hard rock and even aspects of heavy metal.
thought that I would need a crystal ball to see right through the haze. Well, there's a poke at you, you're gonna choke on it too. You're gonna lose that smile because you're wild.
If there were any doubts about The Who's greatness by late 1967, I Can See for Miles erased them. Fun fact, the thunderous sound of I Can See for Miles may have inspired one of rock's most earliest heavy metal songs. Paul McCartney read an interview where Pete Townsend described I Can See for Miles as the loudest, rawest, most extreme record The Who ever made. Intrigued, McCartney set out to create something equally explosive, pushing the Beatles into heavier territory. The result was Helter Skelter, released on the White Album the following year.
Well, stop and a turn and a go for a ride till I get to the bottom and I see you again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But don't you want me to love you?
In a fascinating twist of rock history, one of the Beatles' heaviest and most influential songs may have never existed without Pete Townsend and The Who's throwing down the gauntlet.
Speak easy, drink easy, pull easy.
Then there's I Can't Reach You, This overlooked gem showcases Townsend's growing emotional sophistication.
I'm a billion ages past you, a million years behind you too, 1,000 miles up in the air, 1 trillion times.
The song is about spiritual isolation and aging. It addresses the painful gap between a person trying to find spiritual fulfillment and the youthful physical world moving on without them. The contrast between lyrical uncertainty and melodic brightness creates a compelling tension.
Reach you, I strain my eyes, I can't reach you. I split my sides, I can't reach. Try to get on your seat, feel or hear from you.
Another excellent example of The Who's ability to blend pop craftsmanship with deeper themes. Then comes Medic, another fake commercial. This brief instrumental parody advertises a fictional acne treatment.
Henry laughed and yelled, I got him. Your face is like a baby's bottom.
Its placement reinforces the pirate radio illusion. Even decades later, these transitions remain surprisingly effective.
It's smooth sailing with the highly successful sound of wonderful Radio London.
We interrupt this program to bring you a brief Sponsored by Coffee public service announcement. Okay, not that brief. Let's try that again.
This broadcast is made possible by generous listeners and an unreasonable amount of caffeine. If you'd like to help keep albums under the radar digging up forgotten classics, you can buy me a coffee over on Ko-fi. The link is on the show notes. Every donation helps cover the cost of producing the show and keeps the needle dropping on more albums that deserve another listen. Thanks for keeping independent podcasts alive.
And now, let's get back to our show.
Next up, Relax, one of the album's most underrated rockers. Driven by hypnotic repetition and dynamic shifts, Pete Townsend wrote the track just prior to his very first personal experience with LSD.
Relax and settle down. Let your mind go round.
The instrumental interplay is exceptional. Moon and Entwistle propel the song forward with controlled intensity. It was a highlight in concert in the 1968 live shows, but was forever dropped from ever being played again afterwards.
Wonderful Radio London.
And we have Silas Stingy. John Entwistle contributes another character portrait. This time, the subject is an extraordinarily miserly individual. Entwistle based the song on his own life experience. At the time, he was saving up money to buy his very first house and felt he was becoming a bit of a miser himself.
Money, 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 man, money, money, man. There goes Mingy Stingy. There goes Mingy Stingy.
Entwistle's dark humor shines through. Musically, the song ventures into almost Victorian eccentricity.
He bought a safe to put the box in and a house to put the safe in and a watchdog on a chain to make quite sure.
It provides welcome variety while maintaining the album's playful spirit.
You're hearing things. You're hearing things. On Wonderful Radio London.
Next up, the song Sunrise, a stunning solo acoustic performance by Pete Townsend. Immediate and sincere, Sunrise reveals Townsend's frailty as both songwriter and performer.
You take away the breath I was keeping for sunrise. You appear in the morning, what's grabbing my eyes?
Its delicate beauty contrasts sharply with the album's more elaborate productions. The song serves as a quiet, emotional centerpiece.
Having seen you again, then again you disappear. My morning put to shame.
Proof that simplicity can often be just as powerful as spectacle. Fun fact, Townsend revealed that the musical inspiration for the song Sunrise came from the Mickey Baker famous instructional book, The Complete Course in Jazz Guitar.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And he has openly admitted that he used the jazz chords from the book on the songs Odorono and Our Love Was.
John Mason, we've got the best cars here. John Mason, we've got the best cars here. John Mason, we've got the best cars here.
Then we have Real. The album concludes with its most ambitious composition. Real hints strongly at Townsend's future direction. A multi-part structure anticipates rock operas that would soon define The Who's career.
The wretches in the million will overspill their borders, and chaos then will reign in our Real. The country of my fathers, a proud land of old order, like a goldfish being swallowed.
Themes of conflict, identity, and transcendence emerge throughout the piece. Musically adventurous and structurally complex, Real effectively serves as a bridge between The Who Sell Out and Tommy. Originally slated to be a 20-minute mini rock opera, the song was cut down at the record company's insistence, and it leaves listeners with a sense that The Who were only beginning to realize their potential, as you can hear bits of Tommy being worked out on Real. Interesting fact, while mastering the stereo version of the track at Talent Studios in New York, a janitor accidentally threw out the tape reel for the intro of the song. Upon hearing this, Townsend exploded and threw a chair through the control room window. Shocking, I know, but engineer Chris Houston saved the day by adding a mono-rough mix of the intro he had saved onto the stereo version we all hear on the song to this day.
Wonderful Radio London. Big L.
The best radio stations always save a few surprises for their listeners. So, take it away.
We've got some bonus cuts from the Who Sell Out sessions that reveal a band already laying the groundwork for their next masterpiece, Tommy. First of these bonus cuts is Coke After Coke, one of the most delightful curiosities from the Who Sell Out sessions. It's a jaunty little jingle that perfectly fits the album's pirate radio concept.
Coke after Coke after Coke after Coca-Cola, Coke after Coke after Coke after Coca-Cola.
At first glance, it sounds like another tongue-in-cheek fake commercial designed to blur the line between pop music and advertising. But unlike the album's fictional ads for Hein Baked Beans and Charles Atlas, this one has a basis in reality. Fun fact, The Who recorded promotional material for Coca-Cola as part of the company's Things Go Better with Coke campaign, featuring artists like the Supremes, the Moody Blues, and Roy Orbison.
Life is fun when you're refreshed, and Coke refreshes you the best. Food goes better with fun, goes better with you, go better with Coke.
This irony adds depth to the Who Sells Out's premise as the band, while mocking commercialism, had generally embraced it.
This is Keith Moon of The Who here. 2 new Great Shake mix scenes. Great Shakes milk chocolate and Great Shakes cherry vanilla flavors. Both turn milk into a rich, thick shake. So thick, it stands up to a straw. Great Shakes!
Next up, Glow Girl. It's a bonus track from this era that deserves more attention. The song's dramatic narrative, involving a plane crash and spiritual rebirth, showcases Pete Townshend's growing fascination with larger concepts and interconnected storytelling. Musically, it's one of the strongest unreleased songs from the Who Sellout period, featuring dynamic shifts, beautiful harmonies, and an emotional weight hinting at bigger ambitions. Its significance lies in its final moments. The repeated refrain, "It's a girl, Mrs. Walker, it's a girl," evolved into "It's a boy, Mrs. Walker, it's a boy," the opening lyric from Tommy, released a year later.
It's a girl, Mrs. Walker, it's a girl. It's a girl, Mrs. Walker, it's a girl.
It represents the transformation of the Who Sellout into Tommy, offering a glimpse into Townshend's creative process and a clear example of the Who's artistic evolution.
Radio London, news around the clock.
Next track, Little Billy's Doing Fine. Originally written for an American anti-smoking campaign, it's a fascinating artifact from this productive period. Beyond its origins, the song explores themes like innocence, childhood, societal expectations, and early experiences that would become the central theme to Tommy's narrative.
Little Billy was the brightest kid in his class, always the last in line. All the other little kids would laugh at him.
Musically, it reflects Townshend's growing confidence in writing character-driven material, exploring forces that shape identity and development, a theme he would expand in his rock opera masterpiece.
Billy was big on the outside, and there's an even bigger man inside. 10 million cigarettes burned every day, and Billy's still doing fine.
Little Billy's Doing Fine marks another crucial step in the Who's evolution from Sellout to Tommy. Next up, Faith in Something Bigger. Among lesser-known songs from this period, Faith in Something Bigger reveals Pete Townshend's spiritual quest for meaning beyond everyday life.
We got to have faith in something bigger. Faith in something bigger. Faith in something big inside ourselves.
Influenced by the Indian spiritual leader Meher Baba, Townshend's growing interest in spirituality shaped his songwriting in Tommy, Quadrophenia, and solo projects to come.
There once was a note, pure and easy, playing so free like a breath, rippling by.
Musically, the track blends the Who's melodic strengths with introspection, inviting listeners to contemplate belief and identity.
The more we learn, the less we believe to be true.
Though a deeper cut, it offers insight into Townshend's artistic journey into spiritualism moving forward. Next bonus track, Girl's Eyes. Among the treasures from the Who Sells Out sessions, Girl's Eyes stands out as a strong song that never made the original album. Written by none other than Keith Moon, it features a driving rhythm, infectious melodies, and a fine vocal harmony. Roger Daltrey delivers a youthful energy, while Keith Moon and John Entwistle provide a dynamic performance.
Girl's eyes, butterflies, how she cries, can't get through tears. She knows all the charts, breaks her heart.
Lyrically, it offers a slightly cynical look at music fandom from a musician's perspective. It describes a young, dedicated female fan sitting in the very front row at a concert, hanging on to every single melody, unaware that the band members are just leading her on. Within the Who Sell Out sessions, it became an unreleased hidden gem.
This is wonderful Radio London, where you're hearing things, where you're hearing things.
Next, we have Glittering Girl, one of the standout outtakes from the Who Sell Out sessions. It's a bright, energetic slice of psychedelic pop that showcases Pete Townshend's gift for combining catchy melodies with sharp social observations.
1, 2, 1, 2. She wasn't a fool, that glittering girl. She followed the rules.
The song follows a fashionable young woman chasing status and approval, a theme that fit comfortably inside the Who Sell Out structure. Beneath the infectious hooks and vibrant harmonies lies Townshend's subtle commentary on imagery and identity.
That glittering girl, that glittering girl, that glittering girl.
It's the kind of song that makes you wonder how it didn't make the original album. More than anything, Glittering Girl highlights just how deep the Who's songwriting bench was during the Who Sell Out era.
Wonderful Radio London, biggest sound around Big L.
Then there's the song Melancholia. While many of the Who Sell Out outtakes lean towards psychedelic pop, Melancholia reveals a heavier and more dramatic side to the Who.
A strange surprise, what I despised in other guys is here in me.
Built around a powerful guitar riff and driven by Roger Daltrey's passionate vocal performance, the song explores themes of frustration and emotional turmoil. It feels darker and more aggressive than much of the material surrounding it.
I've never felt so bad. The virus drives me mad. The sheets are gray since the day she went away.
What's fascinating about Melancholia is how it hints at where the Who would go next. As some of the sell-out bonus tracks point towards Tommy, Melancholia feels like an early glimpse of the harder-edged band that would eventually create Who's Next.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes.
It's one of the strongest non-album recordings from this period, and further proof of the remarkable creativity flowing through the Who during the Who Sell Out sessions. Then there's Track Record's Run Out Groove. It's a hidden gem from the Who Sell Out LP, attached to the end of the album after the final song, Real.
Track record, track record, track record, track record, track record, track records, track records, track records, track records.
Even in its final grooves, the Who Sell Out remain committed to the concept.
Today's programming has been brought to you by Volume Nod, making awkward eye contact with your neighbors since 1954. Now, back to the magic.
Okay, let's discuss its chart performance. Despite its artistic achievements, The Who's Sellout experienced only moderate commercial success upon release. In the United Kingdom, the album reached number 13 on the UK albums charts. In the United States, it peaked at number 48 on the Billboard 200. Worldwide, the album performed modestly compared to the blockbuster success The Who would later achieve with Tommy and Who's Next. I Could See for Miles became the album's only major commercial success. The single reached number 10 in the United Kingdom and number 9 on the Billboard US Hot 100 chart. But even that was bittersweet for Townsend, who was expecting it to top the charts at number 1.
This is Albums Under the Radar Radio, where forgotten classics get the spotlight they deserve. Now, back to our really big shoot.
All right, let's talk about its influence and legacy. Over time, The Who Sellout has undergone significant critical reevaluation. What initially seemed quirky and unconventional is now recognized as visionary. What made The Who Sellout groundbreaking was its immense listening experience. Pete Townsend and The Who created a world with fake commercials, radio jingles, reoccurring themes, and a carefully constructed flow. It inspired generations of musicians, such as the experimental indie band of Montreal, who embraced a theatrical woven approach on their 2007 album, Hissing Fauna, Are You the Destroyer?
You're no different from the plants that crease the wires.
The Flaming Lips album, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots, reflects an adventurous spirit of The Who Sellout, blending conceptual storytelling, humor, and emotional sincerity. My Chemical Romance, who introduced a new generation to concept albums with The Black Parade. The album's concept resembles a radio play, a creative risk The Who took nearly 40 years earlier.
Now come on, come all to this tragic affair. Wipe off that makeup, what's in is despair.
And Queens of the Stone Age, whose album Songs for the Deaf is a fictional drive through the California desert. The album uses fake radio station IDs, DJ banter, and broadcast snippets to create the feeling of scanning stations while speeding down the lone highway, mirroring the Who Sells Out pirate radio format.
Now in Los Angeles, Clone Radio, we play the songs that sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Ultimately, The Who Sellout helped expand the possibilities of what rock album could be. It demonstrated that records could be funny without sacrificing emotional depth, experimental without losing accessibility, and conceptual without becoming self-important. Critics now routinely rank the album among The Who's finest achievements.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues.
Stay tuned. More insightful commentary is coming up after this brief public service announcement.
If you're enjoying today's broadcast and like to help keep Albums Under the Radar on the air, here's the easiest way to do it. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, simply open the show's page, scroll all the way down to the ratings and reviews, tap the 5 stars, and if you got another minute, tap Write and Review to leave a review. Those reviews really do help grow our podcast and help more music lovers discover the show. If you're listening on Spotify, head to the show's page and tap the 3 dots near the top and leave a star rating. It only takes a second, but it makes a huge difference. Full transparency. No advertisers were harmed in the making of this PSA. Although, a few may have been. How should we say? Played?
Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
All right, so let's ask the question, why does this album qualify for Albums Under the Radar? First, timing. It arrived during the extraordinarily competitive year in music history. In 1967, we saw releases including Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band from the Beatles,
the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight on trampoline.
The Velvet Underground and Nico.
Teenage Mary said to Uncle Dave, I sold my soul, must be saved. Gonna take a walk down Union Square, you never know.
The Doors' debut album.
You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day.
And Pink Floyd's The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Second, it exists in The Who's own shadow. Tommy, Who's Next, and Quadrophenia dominate conversations about the band's legacy. Third, its humor may have caused some listeners to underestimate its artistic ambition. And finally, and most importantly, The Who Sellout captures a band in transition, finding their footing to take their music in a new direction. This album deserves recognition not merely as a stepping stone between bigger records, but as one of The Who's greatest artistic statements.
And now, final word from our sponsor.
There's something about a barbecue that makes Hires Root Beer really star. Planning to barbecue? Then check your supply of Hires, the out-of-the-ordinary refresher.
All right, here's my closing thoughts. Nearly 60 years after its release, The Who Sellout remains vibrant, clever, moving, and remarkably fresh. It celebrates pop culture while critiquing consumerism.
She sang the best she'd ever sang. She could never sing any better, but Mr. Davidson never rang.
It balances humor with genuine emotional depth. It embraces experimentation without sacrificing memorable songwriting. It celebrates the total band experience, instrumentation, singing, and writing. And finally, it captures The Who at a pivotal moment, standing between who they had been
Every day I get in the queue to get on the bus that takes me to you. I'm so nervous I just sit and smile.
and who they were about to become.
Never did and never will. We're not gonna take it, gonna break it, gonna shake it. Let's forget it, better still.
If you've only experienced The Who through Barbara O'Reilly, Love Reign Over Me, or Pinball Wizard, I strongly encourage you to give The Who Sellout a spin. Listen to it straight through, commercials and all, because sometimes the albums that don't dominate the greatest albums list are the ones that offer the most satisfying rewards.
And Radio London is now closing down.
Wonderful Radio London.
Hope you have enjoyed the album featured on this podcast as much as I have. You could head over to the Albums Under the Radar Spotify page to listen to it. The link is in the show notes. And get ready for some exciting upcoming episodes. We'll be diving into albums under the radar from artists including Arvo Pärt, the Rolling Stones,
To stay out all night long.
Pink Floyd,
It's awfully considerate of you to think of me here, and I'm most obliged to you for making it clear that I'm not here.
Neil Young,
Tonight, tonight, tonight.
Fiona Apple,
I've been spreading myself around. I still only travel by foot, and by foot it's a slow climb. But I'm good at being uncomfortable, so I can't stop changing all the time.
And John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band.
Some karma's gonna get you, gonna knock you right in the head. You better get yourself together.
And don't forget to drop us a note on our website or at our email address or on our social media accounts to let us know what your favorite album under the radar is. We would really love to hear from you. From all of us here at AUTR Radio, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, remember, sometimes the albums that interrupt the broadcast are the ones worth turning the volume up for.